You're welcome back to Project Management, the Mr. Sorry, excuse me. Right, so episode 20 of Reducing Our Carbon Footprint, and we'll be covering option 3 of the options we kind of came up with after we discovered that the carbon that there's a possibility, or there's a high possibility, the likelihood that the carbon we're trying to reduce is just being transferred to another location. It could be in country, it could be outside the country. So option 1 was we kill the project, I think. Option 2 was to what was option 2 again? Option 2 was to continue with the project. So just continue, go ahead. And option 3 is to reduce or pivot from our original plan. So option 3, if you want to know what option 1 and 2 are, please watch episodes 18 and 19. So this is episode 20. So here, so let's just assume that we originally planned to reduce our carbon footprint by 80%. So we're going all out, 80%. So if we're using up 100, so if we're sending out 100 letters, we want to start sending out only 20. So 80%, by 80%. But based on the discovery, so following the discovery, with the management, the leadership team have kind of taken the decision to reduce that to say 40%. We want to reduce our carbon footprint by 40% or by 50%. So we want to cut it by half. Right. So what are some of the things we'll need to think about? So the project management professional, project manager, change manager, whoever, program manager, whoever is the decision maker, is accountable and responsible, will have to take some things into consideration. So we're pivoting, but we'll still continue the project, but we would have to replan. We would have to reassess the project based on the new goals, the new objectives that we'll need to that we're trying to achieve, because the previous one was based on a different objective. So what are the cost implications of reducing by 50% rather than by 80% as original planned? Are we going to spend more money? Are we going to spend less money? The benefits that we would have planned to realize from the original project, if we're cutting by 80%, would be significantly different from the benefits realized from cutting by 40 or 50%. So that needs to be captured somewhere on all of the project documents. So let's say the project initiation document, project charter, business case, we would have to go back to revisit those. And these things are not mean feat. They're not small things to do. It's a lot of work. But before we update any of those documents, we need to have valid, concrete conversations to kind of ratify and validate the specifics of what we now want to put down as a document. And we would have to put some version controls in place. So because it's still the same project, so maybe the previous document of version XYZ, so we'll have to version control, configuration management, some of the things that we'll have to do based on the new way or new goal that we want to achieve. And also going back to costs, some of the costs that we're going to save, and some of the costs that we're going to spend would have to be, some of the costs that we're going to save would have to transfer to the project. So let's say, for instance, I'll go back to the letter example, or what's it called? A data, what's this data warehouse No, that's not what I'm trying to say. But where data warehouse, where data is stored. Um, so the cost of maintaining that place will be different because we're transferring it. So if we're keeping some and transferring some, then where will that cost sit going forward? Will it still sit with the organization? Will have sit with the organization and have sit with the cloud service provider? So a lot of things need to be considered. What else? We'll go back to revisit our risks and issues. So issues would have managed issues as they were happening, but risks are the risks still valid? Are the risks still relevant to what we're trying to do as we've reduced the goal that we're trying to achieve? So this is just a general take, just to give you an idea of some of the things you need to think about. And, stakeholders will be driving up majority of those things, and the project management professionals' responsibility is to drive these conversations and facilitate these conversations and make sure things are happening and moving along. Okay, let's leave it there for today, and then we'll see you on the other side. Cheers. Bye-bye.